Hello everybody, it's Mafdominus, and it's been a while since I made a video of any sort like this, and the reason why I'm making this video is to kind of give you guys an update slash a critique of a certain YouTuber, and just kind of let you guys know what's been going on with the channel and bring you guys up to speed. So, before I begin, I should probably say that this video is going to be unscripted. I don't even have a basic outline. I'm just going to be talking and just saying what I've been having in my mind and to give you guys an update. So, yeah. So, without further ado, we should get started. So, to give you guys an update, a lot of my videos that I privatize are now back up and fully public again on the channel. Now, the reason why is because I've been feeling guilty for kind of abandoning this channel and abandoning the fan base that I've built up for almost it's almost been 10 years since I've been doing this SML thing. Holy crap. I've been making SML reviews and SML content for almost 10 years now. That is crazy to think. And in all those almost a decade long time span, I've built up a pretty good audience, a pretty good fan base of people who enjoyed my content. And I've been feeling guilty because I kind of abandoned you guys. I've kind of got rid of the things that made you love me. You guys liked the content. You guys liked my personality. You guys were fully supporting me, and I took all of those videos away. Now, there is an explanation for why I privatized those videos. So to catch you guys up to speed, 2025 was just not a good year to be an SML fan because there's just been so much drama and toxicity in the community that it started to affect my mental health. It was making me feel a bit worthless, and I actually did get physically sick. Like, I was actually puking on the toilet because it wasn't just affecting me mentally. My mental health also affected my actual body health, and it made me puke in the toilet. That was not a fun memory. And a part of it was because I was kind of going around picking fights with a lot of people, and that was really dumb. I was causing drama myself, so on top of everything being toxic, I was also kind of causing a bit of that toxicity myself. I was picking fights, trying to cause up drama of my own. I called somebody a pedophile even though the evidence was non-existent, and I shouldn't have done that because I was contributing to the toxicity. I was kind of partially to blame for my own mental health, and yeah. The right thing to do was to just kind of quit making SMO content. The community was just getting way too toxic, and I don't have to be a part of it. I can just walk away from it and say, no, I will not be a part of it. I'll move on. That was the mature thing to do. That was the responsible thing to do. And a lot of people were supporting me and saying, hey, you know what? We can't blame you. The community is getting toxic. It's affecting your mental health. We understand why you're quitting. And I do appreciate that. I cannot thank you guys enough for actually supporting me. That was awesome that you guys do support me, and it was great. But then I made the mistake of privatizing all my videos. That was something that I shouldn't have done. It was right to quit SML. It was right to quit the community and not associate with it anymore. What wasn't right was privatizing all my videos. And the reason I did that was because I suspected a lot of people were going to be thinking that I was going to come back to making SML videos, and I didn't want to give that impression. I didn't want to give the impression that I was quitting SML only for them to come back like a couple of months later. I didn't want to give that impression, so I privatized all my videos to kind of make a big statement saying, no, I really am done this time for good. But that was a dick move. I should not have done that because I was essentially taking away a lot of the content that a lot of people really loved growing up with. Because again, this channel is almost 10 years old. A lot of Mafdominus videos can be considered nostalgic now. A lot of those old videos that I've made, people are going to be looking back on and actually, remembering the good old times and making themselves feel better. That is something beautiful that I took away because I was selfish. I was trying to make a big statement. I wanted to say definitively that I wasn't doing this anymore, when I should have just said I wasn't doing this anymore and actions speak louder than words and just not do it. Instead, I had to make a big statement, try to say, yeah, but in doing so, I got rid of a lot of content that people were going to look back on and enjoy. And keeping my old videos up isn't just to go back and rewatch them, but also because The Mafdominus channel has a history. The history kind of documents what the SML community was up to for the past 9 years. There's a lot of lost media on my channel that the only way you can confirm ever existed, like SML reviews from SML Reviewer, is going back and watching my old content, going back and watching those old reaction videos, going back and watching all of that. You can go back and there's history there. There's a lot of things that happened in the past 9 years that would be forgotten if I just got rid of it all. So it's not just so people can go back and rewatch my old videos and enjoy them, but also for archival purposes, for history, to show that something happened in these 9 years in the community, and I was a part of it. I wasn't just making content, I was documenting what was going on in those past 9 years, and it is insane that I would get rid of all of that to get rid of a piece of history, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that, so I made my videos public again, not just because I care about you guys and because I know a lot of people will be nostalgic and would want to go back and rewatch those videos, but also because I was getting rid of a history that people would be forgetting if I didn't bring it all back up. If I didn't bring it all back up, all of this would be forgotten. All of the goodwill of those 9 years would have been for nothing. So that's why I made everything public again. I feel guilty, and I just want to say sorry for taking away something that a lot of people really enjoyed, all because I was a bit of a selfish egomaniac. I had an ego and say, you know what, I wanted to make a big statement, but that was not the right thing to do. I shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry for it, all right? I'm absolutely sorry for getting rid of all that content. But at the very least, I didn't completely get rid of it. I didn't delete it. Thankfully, everything was privatized, so I was able to bring it all back up and make up for it while I apologize. So, yeah. And, the funny thing is, the reason why I privated my videos and not delete them was because in case I ever wanted to go back and rewatch my old videos, I could just look back on my own videos. Because when you private a video, everybody isn't able to watch it except for the main YouTuber who privatized it. So I'm able to look back on my old videos to kind of feel nostalgic for them. And I realized that a lot of people would want to do that themselves, and yet I was the only person who was able to do that. I was hogging all these videos for myself. So I was a bit selfish. And yeah, but again, I do apologize. I brought all the videos back up so you guys can go back and rewatch those videos, and I'm not doing this again. I'm not privatizing or getting rid of my content ever again. It's here to stay. Some videos were deleted, but I feel like they were videos that were not really that important, such as the Adventure Guys stuff, which was like me and my friends' fanfic. Yeah, I do fan fiction. Make fun of me. Yeah, we do crossovers and stuff, but hey, at least it's not Chris Chan levels of bad writing at the very least. But yeah, that has kind of been its own channel. If you guys want to subscribe to the Adventure Guys channel, we post AMV videos there, which basically edit videos. It's not really something super serious. It's just kind of something that I'm doing for fun, making edits and all that. If you guys want to check that out, you can go ahead. Some of it isn't really that good looking back, but a lot of it I do put effort into making those AMV videos. But I am going off a bit of a tangent there, so yeah, let's get back to what this video is about. So, like I said, to recap everything, I made all my videos public. Everybody knows why I quit SML, but again, I shouldn't have privatized those videos just to make a big statement. I apologize. So now all the videos are public again, so you can go back and rewatch the videos. So, did I quit SML? Well, I'm definitely not making it my main content anymore. You're not going to be seeing more SML reviews. You're not going to be seeing me making a review for every single SML video. I don't want this YouTube channel to just be about SML anymore. I kind of want to do other stuff, but I decided that while I am sort of quitting SML, that doesn't mean I might never talk about SML. Maybe every once in a while, I do end up talking about something related to SML that I feel like is worth talking about. I feel like I should be doing that from now on. Not saying I quit making SML videos or I'm going to only be making SML videos. Maybe I should just every once in a while just occasionally make an SML video if I feel like it's worth it. You know what I mean? make an SML video every once in a while if there is something to talk about. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I'm not completely quitting anymore, but at the same time, I'm not fully back into it. I'm not going to be making multiple SML reviews or multiple SML theories or making this channel exclusively just SML every other week or so. That is something I'm not doing. I am going to be doing content that is besides SML. Just Mafdominus, the channel, is going to be a channel where I can just feel like I'm able to do whatever I want. Even if it doesn't get a lot of views, I've kind of learned that it doesn't matter if you don't get as many views as possible. As long as there's people watching your content, I feel like that's enough for me. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward. The Mafdominus channel is just something that I'm going to be uploading whatever I want, whenever I want to do it. If I feel up to it, then a video is going to be made. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But the important thing is, I want to make the content that I want to make and not just do it for the money. Because that's another thing. Part of the reason I've been doing SML reviews and all that was because it brought a lot of views and it gave me a lot of money. But now that I actually got a job and, something that I've been doing for the past few months and actually earning a sustainable form of income, I've kind of lost the motivation to do YouTube videos in general because, hey, what's the point in making YouTube videos when now I have a sustainable form of income? When really that's not the mindset you should have. You should want to make SML videos or want to make videos in general and not just do it for the money. Because sure, money is a good motivator, but at the same time, you also need to be passionate about it. And if you're not passionate about it, then you're just gonna end up abandoning your community and making slop content. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been wanting to do for this channel from now on. I'm going to make videos that I want to make, and if I occasionally talk about SML, I'll occasionally talk about it, but only if it's something worth talking about. And that leads me right into talking about the YouTuber I want to criticize, because there is this YouTuber named SML Universe who I feel like is kind of like the evil version of me. That's a bit exaggerated. So what I'm trying to say is that SML Universe is sort of how I probably would have turned out, how this channel would have turned out if I didn't have any principles or if I didn't have any restraint. Because SML Universe is the type of channel that everybody kind of dislikes about the SML community and SML YouTubers, because he basically just remakes a lot of the same type of content over and over again. He basically talks about SML, but is able to make multiple SML videos by simply recycling the same ideas over and over again, talking about the same old topics that have been done to death that everybody has been talking about. Everybody has been saying this stuff, and he keeps repeating the same things over and over again, and it's working because he's getting a lot of views, because people are, watching this. And, the dark side of YouTube is that negativity will always be more profitable than positivity, because people really just like conflict. That's not a bad thing. It's just human nature. It's inherently a flaw that we humans have. We like to seek out conflict, so it makes sense that a lot of these videos would get a lot of views, but I don't like it. I'll admit, I straight up don't like how SML Universe is milking this, and I feel like if I didn't have any restraint, if I didn't have any principles, I feel like I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same type of SML content slop, because, hey, if it gets a lot of views, it gives me a lot of money and I'd be super rich. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who just always 100% does it for the money. Because the thing is, even if money is a good motivation, at the same time, I should be able to like what I'm making. I should be able to feel passionate. I should feel like I'm making this video because there is something worth making. There is something that people are going to enjoy, but also feel like it is a good video, and not just repeating the same video over and over again, making the same type of content just because it gets a lot of views. I'm not that kind of person, and I shouldn't be that kind of person. Nobody should be that kind of person, but the fact is a lot of people are. And I'm not trying to say that SML Universe is a bad person or anything. I'm not even trying to say that he might secretly be a bad person. I don't think the dude is bad because I don't know the dude personally. For all we know, he could be a saint. He could be the best person in the world. Maybe he's a good friend that you go out into the bar or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that SML Universe is a bad person, but the type of content is the same type of content that just is slop. It's a content farm. It's the type of content that isn't there to do anything genuinely meaningful, even if it is something as small as making a review on SML videos. It's just repeating topics that have been done to death, that has already been talked about, and yet it's still it's still being brought up, even though it's not useful anymore. It's not worth it anymore. But the only reason he's making that type of content is because it's bringing a lot of revenue. It's bringing a lot of views. And that's not the kind of person I want to be. So that's kind of the other half of the reason why I stopped making SML content as a regular thing. Not just because the community is toxic, but also because I don't want to end up like SML Universe, where the only reason I'm making SML content nowadays is just for pure slop, for pure content form, for making all the money in the world. Because I'm just not that kind of person. I am not the kind of person who would do this and just make all this content slop. Even if it does make me money, what does it say as me as a person? I have principles. I feel like I should make content that I want to make, content that I feel like is worth it, content that I'm passionate about. And if I'm not passionate about it, if it's something that it's not worth talking about, then I shouldn't make it. That's just the kind of person who I am. That's just the person I am. I don't want to make content that I feel like it's just there for the sake of repeating the same old points and earning a lot of money. And that's my criticism for SML Universe. SML Universe feels like they're just making this content for the sake of making a lot of money, repeating a lot of the same drama, and not really contributing to anything. It's not really benefiting anybody except for him, and it's just not worth it. The only reason you're doing this is for the money. And that's my main critique for SML Universe. SML Universe feels like the type of person I would end up being if I didn't have restraint or principles. And that's why I wanted to, criticize it. I wanted to get that off my chest. SML Universe's content is content farm. It is slop. And it's just not good. Now, I know it kind of seems like I'm picking a fight with SML Universe, but trust me, guys, I'm not trying to say that SML Universe is a bad person. I'm not trying to accuse him of anything really malicious. I'm just saying SML Universe's content is the type of content farm. It's the type of slop that everybody's watching, and I feel like it should be called out. And honestly, part of the reason I'm also making this kind of critique video is because, in all honesty, it feels like I would have done the same thing myself. If I hadn't had any principles, if I didn't have any restraint, I would do the exact same thing that SML Universe does. But again, I'm not that kind of person. That's why I'm calling this out, that this is the type of content that makes SML YouTubers look bad. People who might actually genuinely want to talk about Super Mario Logan and might have something productive to say, those people's voices are going to be diluted because either some SML YouTuber is exposed for the PDF file, but then there's this type of content that's just nothing but slop and gives everybody a bad name. And I feel like I have some sort of responsibility, to call that out, because I am probably one of the bigger SML YouTubers, so I'm able to kind of directly call this out. So again, I'm not saying SML Universe is a bad person, not accusing him of being anything malicious. I'm just saying his content is the type of content form that's bad, and he has the ability to make better videos, and he should. But if he doesn't want to, that's up to his choice. I can't force him to. I'm just stating my opinion. And again, this is part of the reason why I'm making this video, because I guess you could say I technically quit SML because I'm distancing myself from the community and I'm not making it a main priority or main content on this channel anymore. But that doesn't mean I might never. Maybe one day, once a year, I'll make the occasional SML video if I feel like there is something worth talking about. But other than that, I guess I've technically quit the SML community. I've quit making that type of SML content. I don't want to do it anymore, and I might just focus on stuff that I feel personally that I am going to enjoy making. So that's the future of this channel. From now on, I'm just going to be making whatever the hell I feel like making, even if it doesn't get a lot of views, even if it doesn't support the algorithm. I just want YouTube to be a hobby of mine. I want to enjoy making content for you guys and feel like I'm making people happy, right? Besides, you don't need to worry about me. I have a job, so I can make money. I have a sustainable form of income, so you don't have to worry about me, guys, financially. So I'm doing well. I've been doing pretty well. My mental health has gotten better. Therapy really does go a long way. So, yeah, so things have been going good for me. And maybe because of that, I'm making this video. I'm able to be completely honest with you guys and say, yeah, I've technically quit and I'm making this channel whatever I'm making it out to be. I want to be able to make content that at the very least makes people enjoy themselves. It makes people happy. And that's enough for me. Even if I only get like 12 views, you know what? Those 12 views, 12 people have enjoyed the video and they might remember it from, years to come. So, yeah, I guess this is my legacy right now. So, even though SML content has definitely slowed down severely, everything else is back up. You guys will always remember my old content, and that's the legacy. That's a legacy. I've been doing this for 9 years, and this is a new chapter in my life that I want to start, so I'm going to start it. I'm going to be living it. So, yeah. If you enjoyed me rambling on about this little update / critique video, then feel free to leave a like. I am going to be making content again, not because of money, but because I think I'm actually going to enjoy making it and talking about it. Even if it's a small percentage of you guys that are going to be sticking around and watching it, that's enough for me, all right? That's all I'm going to focus on. So like I was saying, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see whatever new stuff I'll be making, maybe the occasional SML video, maybe not. From now on, I'm just going to be doing what makes me happy. So if you guys want to stick around for that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you'll know when is the next big thing. I am making a Rodan short movie, and that is halfway done, and it's going to be coming out sometime in November. So be sure to be on the lookout for that, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate everything that has been building up for 9 years, and I guess I'll see you in the next time that I make a video. So, peace out.